From Woburn Bowladrome in Woburn, Massachusetts, welcome to the final match of the Pro Series Kids Pros Doubles Tournament. We're going to see in this match Kayla Dombrowski and Rich Myrick facing the team of Mike Pelchat and Jonathan McDonald. Both of these teams have made their way through several rounds of match play and everybody's been bowling great today. It's been some phenomenal bowling to reach the final match here with Kayla Dombrowski getting it underway against Mike Pelchat. Kayla is one of the top bowlers out of the youth program at Bogey Lanes in East Brookfield, where, as I'm sure you know, they have an excellent youth program, quite a few of the best young bowlers in the state. Mike Pelchat bowling out of Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, which is another hotbed of youth bowling. Mike begins with a spare, and Kayla Dombrowski begins with a 9. As I'm sure you know if you watch the Candlepin New Generation TV show, both the Bogey and the Pilgrim youth programs have supplied an awful lot of bowlers who have made some noise on the competitive circuit. And both of these bowlers have done some really done some damage today en route to the finals with their partners. In the semifinals, Mike Pelchat and Jonathan McDonald did a number on myself and my youth partner Scott Douglas, who we had won a couple of matches to get to the semis, but Mike and Jonathan sent us home. So nonetheless, this is always this event is a lot of fun to bowl in. And there is a great shot by Kayla Dombrowski for the spare. Let's take another look at this, the 2-8-10, and the ball goes over off that wood and covers the 10 pin while the wood pushes the 2 back into the 8. Really a perfect shot there by Kayla Dombrowski. And she is right on the head pin on the fill ball, dropping 6. As is Jonathan McDonald, but or rather Mike Pelchat, but they are both left with very difficult splits, 4, 6, 7, 10, and Kayla almost converts that split. Meanwhile, Mike was working on the 7-10, and in each case they were able to get everything but one. And those will both be 9 boxes as Mike's ball slipped off into the gutter. And here you can see Kayla kicks that 6 pin off the wood, and it goes in between the 4 and 7, comes off the wall and takes the 7, and almost takes the 4, 6, 7, 10 split out of there. Mike Pelchat with a 7 drop. He's got 4, 6, and 10. A couple of pieces of wood that he might be able to use. Meanwhile, Kayla Dombrowski is working on a 3 drop, and she makes a good bid at it, while Mike makes an excellent shot to make that spare. And after Kayla finishes the frame, we'll give you another look at the spare. Kayla with a 10 box. As they hand it over to their partners, you can see Mike Pelchat with nice piece of wood, but there really was not a big target there. He had to really make a pretty precise shot there. And as you can see on the scoreboard, Mike Pelchat with an outstanding 64 half plus a ball, and Kayla Dombrowski with 52. So it's a 12-pin lead as of this moment, as Mike and Kayla turn the ball over to Jonathan McDonald and Rich Myrick. Rich is out of the western part of the state. He bowls out of Canal Lanes in Southampton. Jonathan McDonald bowls for Academy Lanes in the Friday Night Pro League. And there is a nice bid by Rich Myrick trying to convert that to 4, 7, 8. Couldn't cover the 8 pin though. Jonathan McDonald covers the 7-8, and interesting decision there. Obviously a good read. He went by that front wood and used the wood to the right to sweep the 7-8. So Jonathan begins with a mark. Neither of these guys is probably a stranger to you if you follow the candlepin tournament circuit. And also the World Invitational Team tournament every November and other significant events. And there is a terrific shot by Rich Myrick to cover that 5-drop. And not to be outdone, Jonathan McDonald matches him with a spare. We'll take a look at both of these. First, this piece of wood for Rich Myrick almost stymies his attempt to get the head pin over into the 10, but it goes. And then there's a very, very crisp cover by Jonathan McDonald on that 5-pin cluster in the corner. He just stuffed it in that 2-4 pocket. No doubt about that. Rich Myrick misses the head pin, but comes out of it pretty well with a 7-drop. 1, 3, and 7. Piece of wood that might be covering all 3 of those pins. Jonathan with a sort of a mirror image, except that he doesn't have the wood. Rich Myrick with a spare. Covers it nicely. 2 consecutive spares for Rich Myrick. Jonathan McDonald trying to kick the head pin over into the 10. Doesn't quite catch the head pin, so he'll be open in the 3rd after beginning with 2 spares. And that'll be a 9-box. Rich Myrick filling his spare, and he is on the head pin and breaks down the split. It looked like he was going to have maybe a 5 or a 6 drop and leave a split, but he was able to break it down and get the left side out of there, and he's left with just a 6-10. Nice little spare lead, but he goes by the 6. Rich will be open in the 4th. Jonathan McDonald with 2, 4, 6, and 10. He's got the 2 and 4, and that piece of wood that was in the gutter came out of the gutter, and it was very close to coming over and heading over toward the 6-10, but it doesn't do it, so he'll also be open. And both bowlers are able to cover that 6-10 for a 10-box in the 4th. So they will be finishing up their first halves, respectively, and then we will check the scoreboard to give you an update on where things stand. Rich Myrick with a split, 7-drop, and Jonathan McDonald also with a 7-drop and a split. And these are both really difficult shots. 3, 4, 6 for Rich Myrick. Jonathan McDonald has 7, 9, 10. There's a couple of different ways he might try to play this. He's got that piece of wood in front of the 7, and there's also the one in front of the 9, 10. And he goes after the one in front of the 7, but doesn't catch very much of it. So he ends up not being able to get much going on that spare, and he'll be still working on the last 3 pins. And that'll be an 8-box for Jonathan McDonald against a 9 for Rich Myrick. So as the teams switch lanes halfway through, you can see that Mike Pelchat and Jonathan McDonald are leading by 8, thanks mostly to the strong first half by Mike Pelchat. He will be adding to that 8-pin lead with this spare fill, and he adds 5, making it a 13-pin lead. Kayla Dombrowski with a 9-drop. She's just got the 6-pin with a piece of wood. And a great shot by Mike Pelchat for the spare. Let's see if Kayla can match it. She's got it. Spares in the 6th, and we'll look at this shot by Mike Pelchat. He pretty much had to miss the head pin there. He had to go by it and snap that wood around. Because if he had hit the head pin with that wood just about frozen on it, the ball probably would have been deflected around the 4-7. So that was the correct way to play that shot. He had to kind of go by the head pin and snap the wood. 6 drop by Mike, and Kayla with an 8 fill on her spare. And she has a chance to make another one. And she's got it. That's a very timely spare in the 7th. Against the 9 box by Mike Pelchat. Mike firing in the 8th. Very light hit on the head pin, but they all crumble. That is a strike by Mike Pelchat. Really light hit, but he was able to carry the entire left side. And Kayla Dombrowski with a little bit of a pitch out. She just punched out the 6 pin. So that was kind of an opportunity missed there to try and stay with Mike. She'll be looking for an out here. Mike Pelchat has been bowling great all day, so when you have a bowler that's that hot, it's really important to stay with them when you have an opportunity and not let them kind of run away from you. But in any case, well, Mike goes by the head pin, just drops 3. He'll have another ball to fill that strike. Kayla Dombrowski, she continues to pound the head pin. She's really, with the exception of that errant shot in the last box, she's really been very, very consistent on the head pin throughout this match. Really solid bowling. I have to say, all of the youth bowlers have been bowling well today. There's really not much difference between the kids and the grown-ups in this tournament. Once you get to match play, it's really very, very impressive how well the youth bowlers perform. Certainly my partner, he carried me through a couple of matches. I didn't have a great day. But partner selection is very important in this event. If you have a good partner, you can do some damage. Both bowlers with 6 drops here. And Mike Pelchat going by the head pin on the 4 horsemen. Kayla Dombrowski will be trying to convert that 1, 3, 6, 7, and it's kind of an important moment there. She makes a nice bid, but just gets a little bit too much of the head pin. Not quite able to cover that 7 pin. And Mike Pelchat finishing up with a 132 game to a 105 for Kayla Dombrowski. So right now, Mike Pelchat and Jonathan McDonald lead by 23. And that's a fairly comfortable lead, but not entirely safe, as I'm sure you know from watching Rich Myrick. He is very, very capable of throwing a bunch of marks in a hurry. So 23 pins is certainly not out of reach by any means. Jonathan McDonald with a nice ball, but he's got a tough split 8 and 10. Rich Myrick has got 4, 7, and 10. He's got at least 3 pieces of wood there. And he might be able to cover all 3. It's going to be, well, probably hit this wood high, push it back. And that's what he tried to do, isn't it? It's not quite going to go. It spun by the 4 pin. And he was able to get the 7 and the 10, but nothing took out the 4. So despite the pretty good read on that wood, Rich Myrick will be open. And as was Jonathan McDonald, despite a nice first ball, he didn't have much to look at there. Another nice first ball, and again, he will have a difficult lead. And you could say the same thing for Rich Myrick. Right on the head pin, but he's got 5, 7, 9, and 10. Several pieces of wood he might be able to use. And Jonathan McDonald not able to cover the 4, 5, 7, and 8. He had a couple pieces of wood, but he wasn't able to get the wood to go over and cover the 4, 7. And I think Rich has a loose ball. So he's going to send Rob Taylor down. And I really should take this opportunity to single out Rob Taylor for his efforts on behalf of youth bowling. He gets this tournament organized every year and is just a dynamo of energy, making it happen in conjunction with Dave Barber and the Pro Series Committee. And Rob is sort of the prime mover behind the Candlepin New Generation TV show, and all in all, really does yeoman service for the cause of youth bowling. Really, I don't know where he finds enough hours in a day to get all the things done that he does to put these events together. Once again, Rich Myrick with a nice bid on that difficult split and not able to convert. So he's gonna really need to do some damage in the last couple of boxes here. And 6 drop, not a split this time, but 2, 4, 7, 8 is a difficult leave. And Jonathan McDonald, meanwhile, is working on the 5 pin, and he's got it. So this one is pretty much imperative for Rich Myrick. Wow, and it just almost a perfect shot there. I mean, he got nice and high on that 2 pin to cover the 8 pin in the back, but he wasn't able to cover the 7. That's the tricky part with that lead, is getting both of those back pins. It's easy to get one or the other, but covering them both is very difficult. So Jonathan McDonald will be filling the spare, and he absolutely stuffs it in the 1-3 pocket, but look at that 4-7-10 split. Nonetheless, that is a 7 fill on the spare, so that solidifies the lead as we reach the almost the end of this match. Rich Myrick with a spare in the 9th, and that was absolutely mandatory. I think that means that he could still salvage a win with a double in the 10th. I'd have to go back, and my arithmetic is worse than Don Gillis without the scoreboard. So in any case, Rich certainly needs a double in the 10th. And Jonathan McDonald drops 7, leaving the 1, 3, and 10. Rich Myrick smashes the 1-2 pocket, but doesn't throw a strike. He's only gets 8. So Mike Pelchat and Jonathan McDonald will be the winners of this Pro Series Kids Pros Doubles event for 2015. Really fantastic bowling by all 4 of these bowlers, and they really did a great job all the way through match play, defeating some really very strong opponents, as we saw in some of the earlier action. And so that'll do it, as the bowlers exchange congratulations with each other at the end of the tournament. For some great bowling, we will show you the final scoreboard. Mike Pelchat and Jonathan McDonald, 242. Kayla Dombrowski and Rich Myrick with 225. And that's going to do it for the 2015 edition of the Pro Series Kids Pros Doubles Tournament.